And that day she bought me that window of opportunity to be able to do what I needed to do to save both of us and to take him into custody. So I'm so thankful for what she did for me that day. So I remember thinking, okay, well, a break and enter, then someone fleeing, that's kind of where obviously my partner and I can help. So I'm just kind of listening to the call, following along, trying to get there as best as I can. And then sure enough, I see the van coming out towards Victoria Drive. He starts clipping some parked cars, and then he starts accelerating, and his car was ramping all the way up over the top of the hoods of some of the cars. Just absolute carnage as he's smashing cars. I had noticed that there was a cyclist who had to jump out of the way. So I'm starting to think, okay, well, what's the next step here? I decided this is kind of where, we have to act now. So I rammed it at the front kind of axle of the car to try and disable the car. I then got Jade out of the car, approached the car and started giving commands to the driver to get out of the vehicle, or else I would send a police dog that he's under arrest. He doesn't get out of the car. So at that point, I deployed Jade, and Jade went up and bit him, ran up towards her, and as I did, I'm now right up towards Jade, who's now biting his foot right in the driver's door well of the car. Right as I do that and I go to grab control of Jade, I see out of the corner of my eye a flash of movement. It almost looked cartoonishly large at the time in my mind, but a large Magnum revolver pointed at my head. He's got his hand on the trigger, that the gun's pointed at my head. I also see that Jade has now taken her bite off of his shoe, which is totally the appropriate type of training that we want our dogs to do. She took her bite off of his shoe and actually bit him on the leg. And he took the gun from my head, still with his finger on the trigger, put the barrel of the gun on top of Jade's head and pulled the trigger and killed her. Or so I thought at that time. I was 100% sure at the time that she had been killed because I watched the gun go off. So he took the gun from my dog's head and pointed it back towards me. And to my mind, Jade was now dead on the ground and there was nothing else that I could do but other than shoot him at that point. So I drew my firearm and I remember firing quite a few shots. And then I noticed the gun rattle and fall from his hand. Once I saw the gun fell from his hand, I stopped shooting and assessed that he was no longer a threat and that there was other patrol officers around me. So as I went to go holster my firearm, I expected to look down and see my dog dead on the ground. But I saw that Jade was still biting him on the leg. I have no idea how she survived. I'm just really thankful for the way she reacted that day. Now, knowing that she quite literally saved my life, it only serves to bring our bond closer, and I couldn't be more thankful.
I mean, that day sticks out quite starkly in our minds, in our family. Jesse definitely encounters more critical incidences in this unit than any other unit, but I've also seen the amount of training that goes in, not only for him, but for Jade especially, and how they work together as a team, as a unit, but also the entire department. So although we do encounter more critical incidences, I know when he leaves for the day that he has the best skills to come home to our family at night. And that gives us a lot of peace of mind.
So a lot of initiatives, whether it be training or whether it be facilitating healthy lives for our dogs, are funded through them, and we couldn't be more thankful.
From a family point of view, our biggest fear is that he's not going to come home or that Jade won't come home. And I'm so thankful for the resources, and I'm so thankful for the extra training that they have to ensure that day after day they're coming home, that the kids know that at the end of the day, Dad will walk through the door and Jade will come in and everything will be normal.
I'm super thankful for everything I've been afforded in this position in the K9 unit, and then especially through the foundation. Again, it's such a straight line for me from the training that I've been able to receive to me being able to come home every day. And to know that that's been provided in part by the foundation. Like I'm so grateful.